Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. It's good to see you Mavericks and you Joharians. My first time here as well, not my first time to the Middle East. I'm here to ask for your help. I'm specifically looking for three things. Number one, I'm raising investment. The company I have is 2.5 years old, so if you're interested in investing, think about this is if we were the equivalent of a Google, a Salesforce, or an Oracle early into their journey, that's what I think we represent. Number two, we're looking for partners. So if you want to help represent us in Qatar, and of course in the Middle East, we're very much looking for partners to help us resell and partner for our products. Or number three, we're also looking for customers. So if you want to manage your people better with data, I can show you how to do that. So a little bit about me. I've got a great CV. I've actually started out 25 years ago at McKinsey & Company and went on an amazing digital transformation journey. I've led digital marketing and similar roles at big companies, including Samsung, Philips, and my most recent job at Standard Chartered, up until I was laid off. In my job at the bank, I held the global head of digital title, looking after the transformation, and one day I got the call saying that we no longer need you. And that for me was actually, I didn't take the leap of faith, I was pushed. I had to go out there, and what I realized after 25 years in actually very senior roles, I realized that people management is not done well. I've realized that work has become unfair. For employees, they're kind of jumping in and out of jobs, managers indiscriminately firing people, too much biases are creeping in, and honestly, there's not enough data around performance. And what I realized is that this is a huge opportunity akin to what you're seeing in the sales and marketing area with things like CRM. And that's what Peoplewave is. Peoplewave is not CRM, customer relationship management. We are ERM, employee relationship management. In fact, you can think about us as the Salesforce for HR. What I mean by that is that we use data to actually allow managers to manage your team better. We have algorithms of data that look at how strong someone's network is, how good their skills are, whether they're improving or declining, and can also see how well someone is performing. That full end-to-end cycle. Now, many companies might have a HR system in place. They're great brands like Workplace and SAP. We complement those systems. We allow you to manage your team better, and we lower costs in companies by improving retention and, of course, lowering turnover. So we're the Salesforce for HR. So a little bit about us. We've been going just over 2.5 years. We have 19 people in 4 countries. Hopefully we can make that 5 soon. Headquarters in Singapore. We have an ERM platform, an employee relationship management platform. It's mobile first, and I'll show you a bit more about that later. We're about coming into a new organization, that terrible time between once you've got a job and you have no idea what you're doing. No one's there to kind of greet you. You don't know what's expected of you. You don't know whether you're going to pass your probation or ramp up into productivity. We've reinvented the horrible annual appraisal system to continuous feedback between your internal stakeholders and external customers. And of course, we have people analytics, so managers are equipped with the right tools to fairly and transparently managing their team. So we've got a very high caliber team. I won't go into those individual profiles, but we've got a lot of gray hairs there. So a lot of people with 20 and 30 years of experience. I was joined by my CTO, Phil Aldridge. He's actually an expert in IT for the recruitment industry. We've got an in-house expert who's been the head of HR for organizations such as the Royal Bank of Scotland and Infosys. We have people like Matthew, our CEO, spent 12 years in the diplomatic service and close to 30 as an entrepreneur. So those are just some of our leaders across Philippines, Australia, and Singapore. We're hot. So in Asia, we're rising fast. So in 2017, we were named as the top 50 most promising startups in the enterprise. In 2018, Singapore Business Review named us as the top 20 Singapore-based companies. We recently won the Pitch Tech Asia Awards, and we also won an accelerator program called Startup O. We've also started partnering with Facebook and the Singapore government. We've been accepted into a program called Facebook Startup Station. So we're working with Facebook to integrate into things like their jobs platform and their platform called Workplace, using them to help resell our products and integrate further. On the Singapore government side, we're working with them to shape regulation around how to use employee data well, and have given us the fast track into Singapore government contracts. I can talk about the problem we solve, and it's very easy. If you work in a company, you're across this, what we do is we save companies money. It's very simple. If you manage your team well, they stay. We know that the turnover rate's about 20% globally. We know that people leave managers, they don't leave companies. If you tend to actually treat people with respect, give them data-driven decisions around whether they should be promoted, or if you need to let them go, we make that as fair as possible. But what we find is we lower turnover. Turnover is a very expensive problem. On average, it costs about $20,000 to replace somebody. Hard recruitment fees, and of course, things like loss of productivity. On average, we reduce turnover by up to 20%. Our ROI is usually less than 6 months. So maybe 1 month, maybe 3. But if you put our software into any company, you manage your team better and you reduce turnover, saving money. In terms of our ERM platform, the employee relationship platform, it's a full end-to-end solution. We start with a mobile-first platform module called the First 100 Days, which is really about coming into a new organization and setting expectation. The new hire has data-driven feedback around how well they're doing. They connect to their network and you tell them what they need to do to be successful. We've reinvented performance reviews with development around an algorithm that looks at how strong your network is, how good your skills are, and whether you're delivering in the job. We also have manager analytics, our ERM platform. So we have everything a manager needs to actually manage the people below them in a fair and transparent way. We also provide deep analytics. So this is something we usually give away for free. So at the end of a quarter, end of a year, we'll actually look at how much you're trending in terms of how are you doing against your company, against the industry, and so on. We break down red, yellow, and green flags, and we know by looking at this how strong your skills are, how well you connected are on your organization, and we share this transparently with the employee. We also believe that this should follow the employee. Doesn't matter who your boss is, doesn't matter which department you're in, we believe you should have an ongoing record of your performance. So we provide something else that no other software does, actual data and analytics about your performance. We offer 2 products, freemium. Happy to sign any of you up today if you want to start managing your teams better. That's our data-driven platform called Peoplewave. And of course, for new hires, we charge nominally $100, $200 per new hire coming in. So if you just spent $30,000 recruiting somebody, what's an extra $200 to make sure they're onboarded and they don't leave you? In terms of our overall financials, we're growing fast. So we started in 2017. Last year we had $271,000 in revenue and about $1 million in capital come through. Right now we're raising $5 million with a target of $5 million this year. So we're planning on doubling the revenue over the next few years. With an injection of capital, we're looking for Series A. We expect to have $15 million in 2020 to 2021. And we're looking for a 5-year trade sale with companies like LinkedIn, Oracle, or Salesforce, who haven't yet tackled employee data, but it's a logical fit to what they do. It's very easy to sell this to companies. They need this, and it's a very easy ROI. In terms of what we're looking for investment, which is the main reason I'm here, in addition to working with partners, we raised about $1 million, just over $1 million US dollars in 2017 to help fund our growth. At the time, we were valued at $3 million. Right now, we're actually raising $5 million. Around about half of that's been identified so far, and we're closing this by the end of April. So we have to move quickly if you guys are keen to talk with me. We're actually giving away 25% of our business for that equity. That's a pre-money valuation of $20 million, $25 million valuation after we finish it. We know by the end of this year, our valuation is going to be worth $50 million, and we believe that you'll get a 100 times return by the time we sell the business off within 5 years. Those conversations about trade sale are already happening. We just need to build our revenue to the point where it's about 10 times the revenue that we get a decent valuation. So if we can get to 100 million revenue in 3 to 4 years, we'll sell the business off for $1 billion. That means your $5 million investment quickly becomes $250 million. As I said, I firmly believe this is the kind of conversation that you would love to have with a Google or an Oracle or a Salesforce back when they're in their first 2 years of business. Now with that, thank you very much. That's how you can get in contact with me, or I'm going to be around this evening. Thank you.